Coming up this Monday morning edition of DITV, we give you the latest updates on school shooting.
And later, we take a look at a very special symposium that you won't forget.
A lot of Big Ten tournament action this past weekend, and we have the full coverage.
Also, men's gymnastics pulls off an upset that could get them into the top 10.
We'll give an update on last week's storm bomb at the East Coast and also the weather in Iowa City.
All that more coming up.
Don't go anywhere. DITV starts right now.
Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Susanna Kloster.
And I'm Kaylin Cluck.
We begin today's updates with one of the nation's latest school shootings. Central Michigan University is resuming normal operations today after the nation's 12th school shooting this year took place on its campus Friday morning. 19-year-old student James Eric Davis Jr. shot and killed both his parents as they were helping him pack up for spring break in his dorm room. His parents had just checked out Davis Jr. from a hospital where he was brought for suspected drug use. He fled the scene after the shooting and was found by police Saturday morning. The gun was registered under his father, but is still unknown how Davis Jr. obtained it. He faces gun and murder charges.
The latest shooting's impact is reaching across the nation. Sunday night during the 90th Academy Awards ceremony, countless A-listers were seen wearing orange American flag pins. This pin is a show of support for an anti-gun advocacy group, Every Town for Gun Safety. This is the most recent series of celebrity endorsements for the group, with several PSAs being released shortly after the Las Vegas shooting.
Sunday afternoon, Alpha Kappa Delta Phi sorority hosted the Mr. Pink pageant for the first time at the University of Iowa. The event charity pageant designed to raise awareness about breast cancer, with entertaining looks and a talent portion. Ingrid Lizagara, a surgical oncologist of the University of Iowa Hospital and Clinics, was invited to speak on the issue of breast cancer detection and prevention. She stated, quote, "It is a joy for me to speak to a crowd of young people because breast cancer is not necessarily something they know about," end quote. For a complete rundown of the event, check out the front page of the Daily Iowan where Emma Saylor has more.
RuPaul's Drag Race contestant Monica Beverly Hills headlined the second annual Kings, Queens, and In-Betweens drag show this past Saturday. The Delta Lambda Phi fraternity hosted the show at the Iowa Memorial Union. While the event was good fun, it had a greater purpose.
We want to bring in the culture of drag, the culture of the LGBTQI community, and exposing other students to that, exposing it to non-LGBTQIA people, other members of Greek life at Iowa. That's something we continually want to keep bringing to campus.
You know, Susanna, we had some pretty good weather this weekend, but over on the East Coast, there was extreme conditions.
Yeah, I'm thankful we haven't seen those extreme conditions here. Let's toss it over to Joan Yuck in the weather studio to find out more.
Thanks, guys. While we have been seeing pretty mild weather in Iowa these past few days, the East Coast has seen extreme conditions resulting in at least 9 dead. A major storm and flooding on New England's coast transformed into what's known as a bomb cyclone on Friday. The Northeast experienced a rapid pressure drop and saw raging rain and heavy snow. The affected areas spanned from Maine down to Virginia and as far back as Ohio. By Sunday, around 1.5 million homes were without power. East Coast areas like Massachusetts saw historic flooding that swallowed some of their coastline. The majority of people who died in the storm were killed by falling trees. Multiple states declared emergency warnings. The good news is that the storm has finally receded, and now the process of restoring power and cleaning up fallen trees begins. And in Iowa City, like I said, last week the weather was mild enough for us to enjoy, but this week it will be a little bit chillier. Today, light rain showers are expected to start this morning but stop around 5 p.m. Then in the afternoon, expect cloudy skies with the temperature reaching 36 degrees. Now, let's take a look at our extended forecast. Early tomorrow will be cloudy with rain and snow changing to mainly rain at night. On Wednesday, we are looking at partly cloudy skies with the temps reaching the high 30s and a low in the lower 20s. Thursday, clouds will be gone, but the temperatures will be similar to Wednesday. Clouds will be back on Friday, but the weather will begin getting slightly warmer. And on Saturday, we have more partly cloudy skies with the temps reaching high of mid-40s and low of high 20s. I guess we are almost at the end of winter and finally spring within a few weeks. That's your weather for the week. Kaylin and Susanna, back to you.
Thanks, Junhyuk. You know, he isn't just our weather anchor, he is an even better reporter. Last Thursday through Saturday, a symposium titled Against Amnesia has taken place in Iowa City. DITV News reporter Junhyuk Kim went to the event and brings us more.
Perhaps we could learn history because there were archives and data collected by historians and scholars in the past. Archives are not difficult terms because even at this moment we are making our own history. Last week in Iowa City, professors, researchers, historians, and scholars from all over the nation conducted lectures, workshops, exhibits, and galleries that anyone can come and join. The symposium was held around campus and downtown of Iowa City, treating various topics regarding archives attracted many Iowa residents and students to attend the symposium. Topics ranged from how the National Museum of African American History and Culture was built from years of searching to the digital archives' engagement in creative strategies.
Scholars and speakers and specialists from a variety of disciplines and backgrounds, and I think it represents a very publicly engaged approach to archives, which is nice and refreshing as someone who does archival research.
The most important thing is that they are putting many efforts to get accurate and trustworthy archives and giving true legacy to our next generations.
How can we start to tell the unvarnished truth about our nation so that we can face that truth and overcome it?
Reporting from the downtown of Iowa City, Junhyuk Kim, DITV News.
You know, Susanna, we had a busy and exciting weekend in Hawkeye sports.
Yeah, let's toss it over to Alec and Taylor in the sports studio to find out more.
Thanks, guys. For Hawkeye Sports, it was really busy when it came to Big Ten tournament play.
Yeah, unfortunately for Iowa, none of them really went well, but the season's certainly not over for a lot of those teams.
Well, let's talk about a little bit more specifically what sports didn't do that well at the Big Ten tournament. One of the teams that had that Big Ten tournament this weekend was Iowa wrestling.
The Big Ten wrestling tournament was slightly disappointing for Iowa. Reporting with more is DITV's Bo Bowman, who caught up with the Hawks in East Lansing.
Thanks, guys. A great weekend of wrestling. Big Ten champions Ohio State Buckeyes right over my shoulder here, but a disappointing weekend for the Hawks. Only one in the finals and no champions. And fourth place as a team definitely left a dirty taste in the mouth of the Hawkeyes, but it also created motivation moving forward to the national tournament at NCAAs.
Obviously, our seeds didn't hold in a lot of places, and you know, you're going to get the generic answer from me. We got to go forward. We got another tournament. It's a 3-day tournament, and it's in Cleveland, Ohio, and it's a national tournament.
Iowa's freshman phenom Spencer Lee was beat in the semis by Ohio State's Nathan Tomasello. He went on to place third in the tournament.
Just got to keep scoring points. I mean, I ultimately lost me the match in semis and got me to the loser's bracket. So.
Iowa's 149-pounder Brandon Sorensen was the only Hawkeye to reach the finals, but he lost to number 1 ranked Zane Rutherford from Penn State.
The whole time, 7 minutes, putting together 7 minutes of it. You know, not just one period of series.
And then at heavyweight, Sam Stoll fell in the semifinals to number 1 ranked Adam Kuhn of Michigan. Stoll went on to place 4th in the tournament, right behind Penn State's Nick Nevels.
And that's a wrap on the 2018 Big Ten tournament here in East Lansing, Michigan. Not what the Hawks wanted, but plenty to build on moving forward to the NCAA National Tournament here in 2 weeks. From East Lansing, this has been Bo Bowman, DITV Sports.
Thanks, Bo. Like he said, the NCAA tournament is less than 2 weeks away, where the Hawkeyes will look to bounce back after this disappointing weekend. We'll have more on that in Thursday's Matt Side Show with Bo Bowman and Jim Jurdies.
Another team that didn't get the outcome they wanted in the Big Ten tournament was women's basketball.
Despite a 48-point game from Megan Gustafson, the women's basketball team fell to Minnesota 90-89 in the third round of the Big Ten tournament on Friday.
You know, you get down to a 1-point game and you look at, you know, we're 19 possessions down. You know, they have 80 shots on the hoop. We have 61. It's tough. It's amazing, really, that we're in the game, but really because of our really good shooting game, obviously, especially by Megan, you know, setting a Big Ten record, a school record. really amazing. But, Mackenzie shot the ball well. So, as a whole, our team shot the ball well. We just needed one more defensive stop.
I think I just have to thank my guards. They gave me great passes inside. I was able to really work on my feet and just get in good position, which helped a lot. I knew this was going to be a big game. Minnesota's a great team, and so I just told myself that I need to step up.
I've had group projects where I've done most of the work and we've still gotten a bad grade, so I know how Megan feels. The Hawks are, though, projected to make the NCAA tournament.
A team that was a little more local this weekend was the Iowa men's gymnastics team.
The men's gymnastics team hosted number 2 Penn State and Arizona State on Saturday night. Iowa took the floor first and started out a little shaky, but after good performances on both the pommel and rings, Iowa was inching their way back into the meet, with their hopes on upsetting their Big Ten rival.
With a few costly errors from the competition on the pommel and the high bar, Iowa was able to secure a comfortable lead through the first 3 events. After the vault and a solid high bar routine, senior Dylan Ellsworth earned 3 event honors and led them to a first-place finish.
It's always fun to win when you're at home, so it was a good time. I think more importantly, because our team hasn't won this year, the team winning was just awesome. I mean, I'm a senior, so it's really important that happened.
For this team to come in ranked number 2 and take them down is fantastic. We've been capable of doing those things all along, but it's a subjective sport, right? And it's a performance sport, so we got to get out there and do it together. And tonight we had the most, unity with the entire 34 routines or whatever we put out there, and it was great from start to finish.
Next Saturday, the Hawks will be hosting number 6 Minnesota and Air Force in hopes to knock off another big upset. While the men's tennis team held a competitive and triple header this weekend against Cornell, Oregon, and Nebraska-Omaha.
On Friday night, the Hawks opened with a tough 4-3 loss against Cornell, but Will Davies and Peter Semeta's strong net play gave them the 6-1 victory.
The Hawks rebounded from Cornell with a double side, springboarding them to a quick 1-0 advantage over Oregon on Sunday morning. Making the opponent miss was the strategy for Kareem Alaf and his partner Jonas Larson.
But that did not mean the Hawks couldn't be aggressive too, as they ran over Nebraska-Omaha 7-0, thanks to the impressive overheads and stinging volleys.
It shows our guys, we have good players, we have guys that compete well, we have guys that believe in themselves, and they're really taking into the coaching and the way that we want our guys to compete on the court. So I'm glad to see them getting big wins and contributing to the team in every way that they can.
The Hawks traveled to California for their spring break date with Texas Tech before returning back to Iowa City to battle their rival Nebraska on Sunday, March 18th.
Still talking about upsets, the Iowa softball team played in California this weekend where they took on number 8 Baylor. Iowa native Allison Ducey pitched a complete game with 8 strikeouts and only allowing 1 run.
Mackenzie Schneider's 2-run home run in the 7th brought the score to 3-1. The Hawks went on to defeat the number 8 Bears. That's all we have for you in the sports studio.
Tune in tomorrow, we'll give you a recap on women's gymnastics earning a season high. Guys, back to you.
And the university may be moving on to other sports, but it's our previous season that still has everyone talking, specifically first quarter wave.
The tradition, which sees everyone in Kinnick Stadium waving to the Stead Family's Children's Hospital, has finally gone country.
Yes, and music superstar Carrie Underwood's music video for her latest hit, The Champion, features footage of the wave. As you can see, it highlights the experience both inside the hospital and out on the field.
That's a wrap on this Monday morning edition of DITV.
Be sure to head over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday.
If that is enough of the Daily Iowan for you, be sure to check out the print edition on newsstands now.
For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Kaylin Cluck.
And I'm Susanna Closter. Have a great day, Iowa City, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.